Welcome, ladies, degenerates, and gentlemen, to the DeGents Podcast, episode 4 here. Today is Friday, March 3rd. I am your host, D. Fuski, here with my two co-hosts, starting off with Big Rich.
What's up? Wonderful weekend ahead of us. Let's get after it.
And Patty, of course.
What up, DeGents? What up, ladies and DeGents?
So we are, 9 days removed, or 9 days ahead of Selection Sunday for the March Madness tournament. We got a big matchup. My Duke Blue Devils going against Rich's Tar Heels on Saturday. Big matchup, Rich. What do we think?
Let's go, Fuski. We gotta get a little
bubble.
I know UNC on the bubble. Preseason, you wouldn't have thought that in a million years. But Tar Heels, they are on the bubble. Lenardi has them in their first 4 out. A little nervous, but I mean, hey, a win against Duke at home, that'd be a big one. Might move them into the first 4 in. But Fuski, we gotta get a little side bet going. We'll talk.
Well, we'll have some side action. I'll let you brew on it a little bit because
yeah, let me think about it a little bit.
I think as of right now, Duke is in and UNC is on the first 4 out, like you said. So I'll let you come up with the bet. It's a big game, and I can't lie, I haven't watched much of Duke this year. Just been kind of disappointing. But anyways, we'll get into that. We got second round of the Arnold Palmer Invitational going on. The Stars are back. Of course, Rombo's in the lead. He's an absolute dog. Big week or two of NHL news with all the trades going on, coming up on the trade deadline as teams try to get some pieces for the playoffs. And we will also touch a little bit on baseball, a little bit on the draft for the NFL, and of course we have John Jones returning to the UFC. But let's start off with some of the news coming out of the NHL. We really haven't talked much at all about the NHL on this show, but I figured we'd switch it up and go right into it because some of these moves are big, and as Bruins fans at the top of the mountain, we should be watching out for teams that are coming for us. Things kicked off with Timo Meier from the Sharks to the Devils. A lot of team in the East making moves. I mean, they have to. It's a gauntlet there. So, but that was a big one. What do you guys think of the Devils? They started off real hot. They were right on our tail most of the season. Then they hit a little bit of a rough patch, but it looks like they're all the way back now.
Yeah, I mean, the Devils are definitely a contender in the Eastern Conference, the NHL. Jack Hughes is an absolute breakout year. He's putting up stupid numbers. I think they can make a run at it. I mean, the big bad Bruins are the team to beat, but if you're talking about teams that could potentially take that crown from them in the playoffs, I think the Devils are certainly in that conversation.
Yeah, young team. They play fast. They play physical.
Yeah,
it's always a good matchup when they come to Boston or we go to New Jersey.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the first big move. There was a bunch of other ones, but I got to go with next coming up is Patty Kane to the Rangers. I mean, I'm glad Patty Kane got out of Chicago because I don't know what happened over there. They just stink. But Patty Kane to the Rangers is dangerous. I mean, absolutely dangerous.
Yeah, absolutely, it's dangerous. I mean, he's getting older. He's not putting up the same numbers as he used to. But the addition of someone who's been there, done that, won a couple cups, a veteran presence in the locker room, with a team that has quite a few younger players, you know. So the addition of Tarasenko as well, it's pretty massive for them. We got a big tilt. The Bruins 1:30 Saturday against the Rangers at the Garden. I will be all tuned in on that game. I will be betting on the Bruins. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh, you have to. They've been absolute cash cows this season.
Absolute cash cows.
Speaking of, the Bruins get Orlov and Hathaway from the Caps, and then I don't know, maybe 5 days later they get Tyler Bertuzzi from Detroit. And after last night's win against Buffalo, they became the fastest team to 100 points in NHL history. And they extended Pasta 8 years, 90 million, I believe it was. So a lot of good things coming out of that Boston hockey team. I mean, this is the year. It'd be very disappointing if they don't take it home.
Yeah, they're going all in this year. You know, that trade for Orlov and Hathaway, the addition of Tyler Bertuzzi, it just shows that they're all in this year. And before the season, there's a lot of people saying that Bruins window is closing with Bergeron getting older, Krejci headed over to the Czech Republic for a year. You know, Marchand's getting a little older. You know, so everyone thought the window was closing. If you look at it, this year the breaking records and whatnot in the NHL, fastest team to 100 points. But next year, I wouldn't be surprised to see Bergeron back, Krejci back, Pasternak, obviously. It's going to be here for a long time. Marchand, McAvoy, Lindholm. They got Olmark and Swayman. Like, this Bruins team is going to be good for, I see, the next 4 to 5 years. They're going to be top of the conference for the next 4 to 5 years.
Oh, yeah. Hard to be pessimistic about this team in any way, shape, or form. Olmark's season goes without saying. I mean, it's these boys are on a mission, and you'd love to see it because you want to see guys like Bergeron, Krejci, Marchand. You want to see them get one more before they head out of town or go home. So,
absolutely,
hell yeah. A couple other moves. Jonathan Quick not having a good year. The Kings trade him to Columbus, and then Columbus flips him to Vegas. And then lastly, the Sens, who are middle of the pack in the Eastern Conference, they have a tough road, just like everybody else. But they get Churchin from Arizona. I have no idea how to say his name.
Jacob Chychrun.
All right. Yeah, a good young guy. I mean, Arizona's obviously a dumpster fire, so they're just trying to get some picks and find some life down there. But those are most of the bigger moves. I mean, there was a ton. We won't touch on all of them because our NHL knowledge is fairly limited outside of the Northeast and then the Eastern Conference. But I'll tell you one thing: the Bruins have been so good this year that you expect them just to kind of run over everybody in a 7-game series. I mean, they don't lose in the regular season. I think they have 8 regulation losses, but I don't know why, but I have this weird feeling that the Canes are a slept-on team. They might come in and wreak some havoc on us.
Big time. Other than the Bruins, like they super slept on, like you said, they're on a pretty significant run of their own. You know, so Hurricanes are not a team to sleep on. 7-game series, it could go either way. I think the Bruins have the edge, obviously, but Hurricanes are no team to sleep on, that's for sure.
Yeah, if they do clash in the playoffs, it will be hard fought. But that's about it that we'll touch on for the NHL. Go Bruins, obviously. Let's move on to some March Madness since we're just over a week out from Selection Sunday. 9 days to be exact. We got conference play going on, and then conference championships coming up pretty soon. So a lot of big games will be taking place. A big day tomorrow, as we touched on Duke and UNC. Never a lack of fireworks in those games. Where's the game played, actually, Rich? Do we know?
I think it's Chapel Hill.
Chapel Hill, baby. Oh, I'm so stoked for that game, Fuski.
Because I think it was at Duke. Yep, they're at UNC.
They are at UNC. Oh, I can't wait to see the looks on all the Tar Heel fans' faces.
Gonna see that baby blue rocking. See it, baby.
Hey, Fuski. Oh, hold up. hold up. I know you're saying I can't wait to see the looks on all their faces, and hey, it very well could happen. Duke could come into Chapel Hill, take them down. And yeah, people will be upset, looks on their faces and whatnot, but nothing will ever defeat the looks on Duke's faces when UNC kicked Coach K out of the Final fucking Four.
Farewell tour.
All right. So Duke can win this weekend. You can have your little 2 hours of happiness, but I have that Coach K retirement in my back pocket. So
Yeah, I think recently you're winning the rivalry. I got nothing to say to that. But like I said, I really haven't watched much of Duke this year. I'm not the biggest regular season college basketball enthusiast. Of course, everybody watches March Madness, but see where it goes. It's going to be interesting this year. There's really, I think, other than Kansas, the Blue Bloods are kind of having an off year, reset year maybe, and we got some teams that could make a run here. Speaking of a team that has had a lot of recent success, but can't seem to get the job done, is Houston. I don't know. I mean, they seem to be up there, make a run in the tournament the past few years. But I wanted to ask you guys how legit you think they are, and with all the recent success, do you think they can pull one out here?
Yeah, I think they are currently the favorite. A few places have them at like plus 600 to plus 650 to win the whole title. On Ken Palm, I don't know if you guys are too familiar with Ken Palm. Their adjusted offense efficiency is third in the country, and their adjusted defensive efficiency is seventh in the country. So, I mean, I know they don't play in one of those top conferences, but they are legit as legit gets. I know maybe if they run into a Power 5 team, they'll give them a little bit of trouble. But if they played in one of those bigger conferences, I don't think they'd have any issues with competing with them.
Yeah,
What do you
they're
think, Petty?
they're real good defensively too. So I mean, when you have a team that just straps down in the early in the game, it's kind of hard to keep a level of pace with them. They control the game, and I mean Kelvin Sampson is a genius. So I mean, I think he controls the pace of play in any game that Houston plays. Once they don't do that, that's when they get knocked out. So it's kind of about how long they can do that. One of the hardest trophies to win is the NCAA chip. You got to win 8 straight. You got to win. I mean, there's only one team to do it. So I see a good run for them, but I don't think they can win it. But that's honestly my biased opinion. I'm not a Houston fan whatsoever. No red for me.
Yeah, as we know, it's March. Anything can happen. But
off of that, a big team that I have highlighted is UCLA.
Yep.
I mean, I don't think they're just a powerhouse. They're 4th ranked right now in the nation. Tyler Campbell feels like the guy's been there for like 10 years. He's got like,
Facts.
I think it's like something about 90 starts. So over 3 years.
Wow.
And I think his seniority and his veteran leadership is going to take them a long way. UCLA though, hard to say that they're really going to do it, but I like them to take the Pac-12 and then see where it goes from there.
Yeah, I think they definitely have some good value. Well, I'm looking up.
Just a small, even though they're 4, I think they're still a little bit of a sleeper.
Yeah.
Their current odds are they're plus 1,200 right now. So I mean,
Like that.
solid value. And like I said, I touched on this, and I think it was the last pod. It's hard to bet a team to win the ship right now because you don't know their path once the bracket comes out. So
That's so.
I will definitely be taking the team once the bracket comes out and I can see the path and whatnot. But like I said, it's hard to pick a team now because you don't know what their draw is going to be.
I'm sure we could find this bet somewhere, but which conference to win the championship? I'm 99.9% sure. Only reason it's not 100 is because I haven't looked yet, but the Big 12 has to be the favorite. They've got 5 teams in the top 25, 3 teams in the top 10, and the defending champion, Kansas Jayhawks, leading the pack.
Mm-hmm.
Do we think Kansas can really do it back to back? I think they have a damn good shot, actually.
Absolutely. I think they can do it. Like I said, it's they have the talent to do so. Just gotta wait for the draw. They currently have the highest amount of tickets on them and the highest amount of handle on them too. So that's something also to keep an eye on. So a lot of people believe that they can do it. At the end of the day, I don't think they're going to repeat. It's hard to repeat and be national championship and be national champions. But since 2002, 100% of the national title winners have been top 40 in adjusted offense and top 22 in adjusted defense. And there are currently, 9 teams that qualify: Houston, UCLA, Bama, UConn, Purdue, Kansas, St. Mary's, Texas, and Creighton. 2 teams that are close are Kansas State and San Diego State. So if you're looking to place a bet, I mean, it's 100% since 2002, the last 20 years. So I would definitely sprinkle. If you're going to sprinkle from this list.
100%. Like we said, it's a crapshoot in college ball, but that's what makes it amazing and electric and so much fun to watch. I cannot wait for March Madness.
Best time of the year.
Selection Sunday might be the most highly anticipated day for college basketball fans, and it's electric once you actually figure out the avenues for these teams that we're talking about here.
Maybe we'll get together and do an in-person for the Selection Sunday. You guys think about that? That'd be fire.
That'd be fucking awesome.
That shot.
I'm pretty sure I'm free on Sunday. So, anyways, anything else you guys want to touch on for college ball? Currently coming up, anything like that?
Nothing crazy. I know we got some big games coming up tomorrow. That's gonna be some good watch.
Rich?
I got nothing. Let's keep rolling.
All right, let's talk a little bit golf here. Arnold Palmer Invitational. Do we want to talk about that first, or we want to talk about the new no cut rule and bigger payouts for the designated events?
That's up to you.
Yeah, it's up to you. Let's
save that because that'll go towards your constructive.
Yeah, it has something to do with it. All right, so we got our Arnold Palmer Invitational. Last week was the week that the top name players usually take off. But they're at Bay Hill this week. We got 44 of the top 50 world-ranked players in the field. We're middle of round 1 today. It's 11:15. So you got the early tee times coming up. I don't know, they've got 5, 6, 7 holes left-ish. Of course, Rahm's in the lead. I believe he's tied for the lead currently. But the weather's supposed to be good. They got a little bit of wind today. We saw 7 under from Rahm yesterday and a couple 5 unders, 4 unders. We got some guys up there scoring pretty low. It's a hard layout. The greens are glass, but this is always a fun event to watch, and we got a lot of big names here. We got Rahm and Kitayama currently tied at 7 under, with Scott and Davis Riley 1 shot back, and then a bunch of guys at 5.
The King of Spain.
What's up?
The King of Spain.
Oh, King of Spain.
He might be the king of the world right now.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
King,
100% is.
No doubt king of Spain. This guy might be ruling the world.
I'm hoping he comes out the King of Bay Hill.
Yeah. Last year, Scotty Scheffler won it, and he was only 5 under. So this year's a little bit different. They got some good weather down there. I know Rich had a couple picks. I'll let him talk about those and where he stands currently.
So I got Rory McIlroy top 10. He's a former winner at this course. Has a few top 10s in recent years at this place at Bay Hill. So I like this value plus 105. I didn't like him outright. I think John Rahm was on too much of a heater. Scheffler's too much of a heater, so I don't think he's going to compete with those top guys, but I do like him at a top 10 finish. He's currently even par -1 today through 12 holes. Hopefully he can bang in a couple birdie putts, climb the leaderboard, and put me in a good spot for the weekend. I also have Will Zalatoris top 10, I believe it was plus 240. I did take him outright plus 2,200. I did a little bit of research. The last 3 winners, their strokes gained from tee to green, they have been top 15 currently in that season. Will Zalatoris is currently, I want to say, 19th or 20th this season, strokes gained tee to green. Last year he was first. This guy finds his irons. He's absolutely unstoppable, and he has drastically improved his putting. Last year he was 101st strokes gained putting. This year he is 27th, which also falls kind of in the same category as the previous 3 winners. Scheffler last year was, I'll say, 32nd strokes gained putting. DeChambeau won it a few years ago. Guy sucks at putting. He was 50th in strokes gained putting.
In his science, as a scientist, he's a scientist putter.
Right? Yeah, he reads degrees and all that bullshit, and he can't even knock one in from 5 feet.
Trust the science.
Yeah, trust the science.
And so I have Zalatoris. Yesterday, I woke up yesterday. The guy was -3 through 7 holes. I was like, let's go. Like this is Will's week. I said it before the round started. I was like, this is Will's week. -3 through 7. I was like, let's roll. And by the time I finished my coffee, the guy was +1. So
you mentioned it. If you got struggles putting at Bay Hill, then you're in for a tough round.
Yep. Did you guys see that clip of Rory going to get his ball and he almost fell?
No.
The greens are that slick.
When he put his putter down.
Yeah.
Slid right out from under him.
That's
He
wild.
went to go grab his ball out of the cup and he almost fell.
That's wild.
A big spotlight I got for the tournament. Obviously, I mean, half the world's probably watching him, but Chris Kirk, I mean, the guy's story is unbelievable. 8 years ago, he was on the top, and he had struggled with some substance abuse issues, and I mean, he's completely changed his life since the 8 years ago, since he's had the issue, and I mean, unbelievable story. Unbelievable, great win last week, and I mean, that's just honestly touching how he changed his life, and he's back on the leaderboard. He almost lost everything. He could have lost literally all of it. So I'm happy for the guy, a real fan. So just hoping he does good.
Oh yeah. Yeah. On another note, you got him overcoming that, changing his life, playing well. Love to see that. And then you got, I don't know if you guys saw, but on Part of My Take, they had Joel Damon on, and he was talking about, I already forget the tournament, but he showed up one year, thought he missed the cut, and then after the round went out, had some beverages, maybe a few, maybe 10 or whatever, and finds out he makes the cut, walks up to the tee, hung over his shit, and goes like 7 under.
He had 10 birdies, shot -9.
Yeah.
Finished
2 ends of the spectrum there.
Yeah. He thought he missed the cut. He ended up finishing top 5.
Who was the one that who was it? Scotty who went home last year, like took a flight home and then ended up making the cut. I totally forget who it is, but
I know exactly what you're talking
it's on
about.
the tip of my tongue. I know exactly what you're talking about too.
Was it DJ? I don't know who it was.
No, it was.
I want to say it was Bryson. Like
I think it was Bryson.
I think it might have been 2 years ago. I think it might have been Bryson. I do remember this. He
took a flight home.
Yeah.
It was Bryson. Then he came back, big goofy.
So I think the conditions in like the second groupings, it was just unbelievably windy and scores were just skyrocketing. And by that point, the guy he was at the airport.
No. Oh wait. It says I got Shane Lowry and DeChambeau.
Yeah, I'm thinking of big goofy DeChambeau coming back, and they're like, what? They were like, you've been on the plane for like 7 hours, and then you find out that you make the cut. He's like, yep, boarded back right back on. came back, got some putting in. Now we're out here today.
I do remember the Shane Lowry story as well. But I took two guys outright yesterday in the middle of the first round. Spieth had been done play. He was at the time one shot back. I took Spieth outright 25-1. He tees off in about an hour here. And I also took Max Homa 33-1. He was maybe -1 when I took him. So that's all I got right now. I got some second round matchups, but they've already teed off. I don't know. It'd be fun to watch. It's always good when you have the best guys playing. I mean, we talked about last week at the Honda Classic how it just kind of gets a little lackluster, but when the star power is there, it's always fun to watch. Oh, Rom just hit the microphone on the side of the green.
Give him a good
It's a good,
kick.
No,
it's a good sign.
no, over the green, off the microphone, further over the green.
Nice. Happy for him.
Oh, oh, sorry about that. Siri's trying to butt into the conversation.
Siri, an absolute DeGent.
Siri, know your role. All right.
Know your role, Siri.
Yeah, we got some names up there. Shoffley, Ricky Fowler is 4 shots back, so that will play out as it plays out, and we'll watch our bets here. But before we jump into John Jones and his return to the UFC and a couple other things, did you guys see the news about Messi's wife's shop getting shot up by 2 gunmen?
I did not.
Did
Yeah,
not see that.
I don't think anyone was injured or anything, but I saw that this morning, and that shit was pretty wild. And I think they left some type of note or something that says "We're coming for you."
That
Crazy.
sounds like a loser in the World Cup games.
Yeah, that's some wild shit. I mean, a lot of wild shit's been going on. Who knows what's up with John Morant and that case? I don't know what the hell is going on, but it seems like every day we get something crazy about someone involved with the law, including Jalen Carter's arrest warrant after the car crash, projected #1 pick. I believe it's him and Will Anderson that are the 2 favorites. The D lineman from Georgia. He's come out and said that he is innocent and whatever. I don't know the full details, but there was an arrest warrant put out for it, so you hate to see that. But another story out of the NFL draft, we have Anthony Richardson, quarterback from Florida. Had an interesting year. You always expect Florida to kind of be in the mix. They kind of fell off. He has the skill, but he's getting a major bump up in looks here. He's kind of sleeper to go first as a quarterback. I want to get your guys' thoughts on him as a player, and then the draft overall. After these top stories, we had the D linemen running 40s yesterday, and they'll get into the rest of the combine with the wide receivers and all that. So we'll see. We had some big guys moving pretty quick. But what do you think about Anthony Richardson? And I guess who's your favorite QB of this draft class? Go with Petty first.
I don't have one. I'm gonna have to deep dive into the combine. I mean, I think there's a big drop off after the top 5 players that are in the combine. I mean, I'm not really necessarily excited to see any QBs get drafted. My big man is obviously Rich's big man. I'm excited to see where Bijan goes as far as running backs go. But I mean, Patriots aren't looking for a QB, so I'm kind of out on that sale.
Yeah, let's go, Mac. Big year. What about you, Rich? What do you think about this QB draft class?
I think this QB draft class has potential to be pretty special. Bryce Young, the guy's unbelievably talented. Everyone's knock on him is that he's just too small. I believe that he could, at the NFL level, he could be something special. We got CJ Stroud. I'm not totally convinced on CJ Stroud just yet. I think he definitely one of the top QBs in the nation. I think he's got a little bit of work to do before he's an NFL starter. Will Levis. I love Will Levis. 2 years ago, I believe he was on Kentucky, and he had unbelievable numbers. He had one of the best offensive lines in college football. And then this past year, everyone's kind of knocking on him, like, why is he still a top-rated quarterback? He kind of sucked this year. Like, listen, the guy was injured, played
Yeah.
through injury from week 3 on.
Yep.
His offensive line, I think he only had like one returning starter from the year before. And like that has a lot to play into it. But the guy's unbelievably talented. He can run the ball, throw the ball. I think I like Will Levis a lot. Anthony Richardson, though, he is my favorite quarterback from the draft.
He's electric, dude.
He's absolutely my favorite quarterback in the draft. So I'm interested to see where he falls to or where he climbs to. He's definitely on my eyes as a fantasy dynasty owner of 2 teams.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I got the first pick. I want to go Bijan Robinson, but you know, it's
You have the
tough
first pick?
Yeah, man. Thank you,
have
Fuski.
mine.
Yeah, thanks, Fuski. I appreciate you. I
Oh,
appreciate
You have to bring that up.
And then in my other one, I got the second pick. So should be interesting to see where these guys go. Haven't done too much research into the draft just yet. Combine's going on now, as Fuski touched on and Petty touched on. So more information to come out. And yeah, I'm interested to see where all these quarterbacks go. Like, do the Bears end up trading out of that pick? I think they should. They have too many holes to fill. And I mean, I wouldn't say I don't think Justin Fields is going to be anything too special down the road. But I mean, you drafted him, what was it, 12th a few years ago? And he's still on that rookie deal. So I think you got to fill a couple holes while you still have Justin Fields on a rookie deal and young. So I think they should trade out of that. So teams you should look at that should be jumping up to the one spot, the Indianapolis Colts.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't had a solidified starter. They've had a new starter every year for the past 4 years. So I would like to take a bet on this, actually. I think the Colts are going to jump up to the number 1 spot and select either Bryce Young or Will Levis. That's my prediction.
Matt Ryan was not the answer.
Matty
No,
Ice.
he was not. Yeah, I would have to agree with you on the Will Levis stat line from last year. It was not good, but Kentucky had a rough year. They're in the SEC. I mean, it's always going to be tough to compete with those top teams there. But he was injured. I think he's good. I like this draft class as well. I do think they have potential, and I love Anthony Richardson, but I think so. There's only one. I think Bryce Young's the only one of those guys that we talked about that isn't throwing at the combine. So we'll get to see all those magical throws when they're just. I mean, the timing's going to be off because guys aren't used to throwing to each other, but we'll get to see some skill on display for sure. But I think Bryce Young, things I've heard about his football IQ, will cancel out the size factor.
Absolutely.
Not the best wide receiver class. We've seen, I think Jackson Smith and Jigba is the top guy. But after that, I feel like there's a pretty big drop off. We've seen some world-class receivers come straight into the league out of college the past few years and just they're setting rookie season records. Justin Jefferson's basically Hall of Fame bound at this point. He's obviously going to continue on that road. I mean, he's just one of many. But I don't think it's as strong this year as we've seen. So we'll see what the Bears do with number 1 and where it goes from there. That's a couple months down the road now, but there's going to be news all off season and still no quarterback move. So
with the receivers, I'm not really sure who's going to bite on him, but a big reason for TCU's success this year was Quentin Johnston. So, I mean, I think he's a monster. And I think if we're talking about someone that can light it up in a rookie season or, shortly after, I think he's the go-to, but that also depends on who's willing to bite on the wide receiver and then match him up with the QB, and we know how that stuff goes. I mean, you got Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase action. I mean, that you can come out of nowhere. You can really light it up.
For sure. He's
Yeah.
definitely got the build, height and weight wise.
Oh yeah.
But I did hear something about the fact that he comes out of the Big 12, and there's no defense in the Big 12. And he doesn't-
Exactly. And that's
I forget who it was. This is on PMT too, but they had a guy from the draft come in and talk about. Actually, maybe it was on the Pat McAfee show, but either way, he doesn't really have the route tree that NFL scouts would be looking for. So it'll be interesting to see where he falls to. He could be a later round pickup.
That's what I'm thinking. I think he should be in the first half of the first round, but it could go. He could be in the 20s. You know what I mean?
Yes, yeah, for sure.
It's
Somewhat
whoever
of a sleeper.
Yeah. But I think there's a lot of potential in him. So if the right team takes him, I hope if it falls back, it can only be good for him.
Yeah.
Less to live up to.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And a little chip on your shoulder too.
Yeah, exactly.
I think his game translates to the NFL pretty well as an outside receiver.
Mhm.
Obviously, you guys touched on it, the Big 12. Not a whole lot of defense being played in that conference, as I know as a Texas football fan. I've seen a lot of high scores in my days, so yeah, I think his build just alone. You talk about like contested catching and like catch radius. I think he'll be able to excel at that at the NFL level. But if one of his knocks is his route tree, that might limit him, and especially in the game today, you're seeing the position wide receiver translate to guys who can catch the ball in space and make plays happen. So just based on just his height and weight and his athleticism, I think he could be successful at the next level. But just how the game's translating, he might struggle right away.
Yeah.
The past few draft classes, I think, have raised the standard for wide receivers. So some guys will benefit from that, and some guys will not.
Exactly.
All right, so that's about it for the NFL draft. We'll talk more as the combine goes on, and we hear more news about that. We haven't touched much on the NBA, but we did hear some news yesterday that LeBron is out for a minimum of 3 weeks. They will reevaluate him. The Lakers are currently 1 game out of the play-in. So that's a big hit for them. I mean, not having LeBron in the mix is going to be weird, of course. He's always up there, but that's tough, man. I don't know. What do you guys think? We were talking about it a little bit yesterday. I do not have faith in the Lakers, especially without LeBron. I just don't think they're a good team. And I have a man in this chat that disagrees with me, so I'll let him go first.
Petty, is that you?
No, it's you.
Oh yeah. So I took a flyer on the Lakers to win the title, plus 3,000. Took that as soon as they shipped off that bum Russell Westbrook. Quick little stat for you,
Please.
Quick little stat. Oh, for you too, Petty. Quick little stat for both of y'all. In the short sample size we have here, since Lakers have gotten rid of Russell Westbrook, they're 3-1. The Los Angeles Clippers are 0-4 with Russell Westbrook on their roster. So obviously, my bet hurts. Lakers plus 3,000 with LeBron being out for the next 3 weeks. But as long as I think LeBron's healthy when the playoff push the last couple of weeks of the season, last week or two, they get in. I think they can win a series against any team in the West besides the Nuggets or the Suns. So it's kind of just a flyer bet. You know, it's kind of hard to ever count LeBron out. I think Anthony Davis is an injury bug. I think he's a little washed up. So I don't know, just a flyer on the Lakers. I don't know what you guys' opinions are on their Westbrook takes, but
I don't like it. I'm not saying it's wrong. I don't like it.
yeah, I mean, he grew up as a Thunder player, and yeah, you're a big fan of him. I know, but the proof's in the pudding, Petty. The proof is in the pudding.
Yep. KD's absolutely lighting it up over at the Suns.
Yeah,
Well, of course he is.
dude. Watching that team the other night, seeing how they gel together. They have that leader at point guard, Chris Paul, Devin Booker, KD, Ayton, rim protector. He can also drop 25 on you when you leave him open. So Suns are dangerous.
I think the Suns are the pick there in the West. Other than the Nuggets, I mean you got a lot of teams on the bubble there. I mean, I'm looking at it now. You got 6 teams within. I mean, you got the Jazz, Pelicans, Lakers, Blazers that are all sitting on the bubble about 3 games back. So, I mean, anything can happen along the stretch here, and it will.
Zion's supposed to come back. Hopefully that gives the Pels a boost in my fantasy team along with it. But the Suns are definitely a team to be reckoned with here. Do we believe in the Grizzlies?
I don't. I can't. Can't believe in the Kings either.
I was going to say I believe in the Kings more than I believe in the Grizzlies, to be honest.
I would have to put my money there too, but both teams, I would say, as far as regular season to playoff translates, I don't think they're in.
Kings have had a strong year. We'll see. I mean, they got Sabonis, who's an absolute dog. Aaron Fox too is a dog.
Yeah.
They're built pretty solid, I think, and they're currently sitting 3rd in the West, so it really is wide open.
Yeah.
But I feel like the Suns will obviously make a run. Maybe Dallas if Luka and Kyrie can gel, and if Curry comes back, you can't count out the Warriors. So.
As far as the East goes, as of right now, the Bucks are on a 16-game winning streak.
Yeah, they're tearing it up. They're half a game ahead of the Celtics.
Yep, play against the Sixers tomorrow, so maybe the Sixers can knock them off, but
I doubt it. I don't know what's wrong with that fucking team, man. Doc just can't figure it out.
I can't wait. I think I might have to, when March 10th rolls around, I know like our little side books probably don't have this bet, but DraftKings probably has it. And once that's released, I'm going to take the Los Angeles Clippers to miss the playoffs.
Oh, come on. You're going to directly fade me like that just because I said the Lakers aren't good?
Directly? I'm going to go get my Westbrook jersey.
Sheesh.
Frick.
0-4 with Russell Westbrook. You thought like I don't know what they're doing though. Like you bring in Russell. Who have they played? It's a good question.
4 losses.
Yeah, let's take a look.
All these teams mean a lot more. And Zubac.
I know. Last night they lost to the Warriors.
They lost to the Warriors. They didn't lose to the Warriors. They got demolished.
Smashed.
They lost by 24.
Minnesota, Denver, and Sacramento in double OT. 176, 175. Wow, we didn't even talk about that. That's fucking insane.
What is this, the All-Star game?
Yeah, no.
I think it was like the second or third highest scoring NBA game ever.
That cashes the over in the All-Star game.
Literally. It's 361, right? No, 351.
Yeah, that's absolutely insane. But I don't know, man. The Clippers, they picked up Westbrook and they threw him right in the starting rotation. And like, I don't know.
He had 14 assists in that game, Russell. And 10 against Minnesota and 6 against Golden State.
Okay.
Assist leader in 3 of those 4 games.
Okay. How many games did they win out of that stretch?
They won 0, but
okay.
Your Russell Westbrook ruins teams take is interesting to me. But those stats. I mean, I guess it's a little easier to
up off my man.
What?
Rich, he's all over Russ.
Proof's in the pudding.
I guess it's a little bit easier to get some assists when you got Paul George and Kawhi. But actually Zubac is back. Okay, so I'm a liar. But anyways, I have a future on the Clippers, so this hurts, this conversation that we're having right now, to be honest.
I might go in and take the Clippers to win the West.
Oh. Puke. Yuck.
I really don't like that.
Not anymore.
You got to roll with the Suns. You got to roll with the Suns or the sleeper. I can't fade my man Kyrie.
I think if I was going to go with the Clippers, I should have waited because the Suns are going to go on a run. I mean, the Nuggets have pretty much been dominating the West all year. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I got to ride with it now. It's in. There's no cash out.
It's locked in. You got no opportunity to cash
If I'm
that
cashing
out.
out, it's probably for fucking $2.
Pennies.
4-game losing streak for the Clippers. Unbelievable.
They play the Kings again tonight. So
I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna do something here.
what are you gonna do?
I think I'm gonna do something here. Yeah. Wait, that's the wrong team. Sacramento against the Clippers. Sacramento -6. Sacramento Kings -6. Lock it in.
Play of the day.
Play of the day.
Tweet that out right now.
Kings, I'll tweet it out right now. I'm tweeting it out right now.
Check out the DeGents Twitter. You find Rich's play of the day, and my play of the day is going the exact opposite way.
Fade.
Gotta love when we fade each other. They are in Sacramento though. Hold on. Let me give you my official ruling on this. Make sure everybody's playing. Kings are 7-3 in their last 10, and the Clippers are 4-6.
All right. Here we go. Tweet is being formed.
0-4 with Russ.
Oh, wait.
Not going 5.
De'Aaron Fox questionable with a wrist.
Book it.
Money's on the Suns. Public's on the, Kings in the public. Clippers are 6-2 ATS in the last 6 meetings in Sacramento. The last 8 meeting.
I'm gonna have to go with that +6. I think.
I will be riding the +6. Make sure to tweet that out too. Taking it right now.
Clips money line. Westbrook triple-double. Parlay it.
Ooh. Put all 3 of those on there. Let's go.
Dude, why is there no return button? Why can't I drop down? God damn it.
Enter.
I'm going with that. Or maybe I'll do Westbrook 8 rebounds,
Can someone else tweet this? I can't
Oh my god.
figure it.
Oh my god. Almost had a hole in one.
I don't think I can type that out.
I'm not good at typing shit out on Twitter because there's no return button, and I hate I have to press space a billion times to go to the next line.
You want me to do it?
There is a return button, Rich.
But what do you mean?
You got to go to your symbols.
I'll do it.
You got to go to your numbers.
Oh, I got it.
All right, tweet.
I wasn't. There was no chance you were catching me typing that out.
Tweet out you -6, me +6, and Petty's parlay.
No, I can juice up my parlay because I want to get the odds.
Just put it in right now. I got DraftKings up. I got you. NBA. Quick same game parlay.
Shout out the kid. Ken Griffey.
Fire shirt.
Favorite player.
Say hey kid.
Hey kid. Ooh. Mimosa.
That's it.
That's it.
Love it.
Just hitting.
All right, I'm gonna cook this up for you right now.
Look that up for me.
What do you want? Oh, it's 6.5 now on DK.
Money line.
Oh, you want the money line? You're a beast. Okay, Clippers money line.
I'm hoping West.
What do you want? Assists or rebounds?
Assist.
Russell Westbrook is not on the same game parlay list.
They're scared.
Yeah, because he sucks.
Come on, man.
Yeah, they got nothing for us on here. Player props. Let's see. Nope. Sabonis, Barnes, Huerter, and Paul George. Not even Kawhi.
That'll be out later.
All right, well, we'll tweet that out.
We'll get that out for you guys. Check out
Anything else on NBA, boys?
No, the NBA sucks.
Well, that's something.
That's it for me. I'm as far as I'm concerned right now. A lot of things can happen with a lot of teams on the bubble there. I'm interested to see how long this Bucks win streak goes on for. I don't think they make it to 20. I think they do win tomorrow against the Sixers, but we'll see where it goes.
Tweet is out.
Tweet is out.
Let's go. We got a feud going on. All right, that's about it for NBA. Let's talk a little bit about Jon Jones' return to the UFC. 2 years out of fighting, from suspensions, from PEDs, and all the stuff he was going through. Moves up to heavyweight, and he's fighting Cyril Gane, who is an absolute animal. We are no combat sport experts, as we aren't in anything else, really. But what do we think here? I saw a picture of Jon Jones. He's got a little bit of a belly on him. Cyril Gane is an absolute monster.
Yeah.
But it's Jon Jones. It's John Bones Jones.
It's Jon Jones. He put on the weight to get in this class. I mean, he's a dog.
He's a killer.
Yeah.
He's a killer. He is similar to Deontay Wilder in the fact that he's just an absolute, like, he's gifted, born gifted. So I'm sure it'll be a good fight.
Yeah.
As you want the main event to be all the time, but
Absolutely. But I'm glad it's not a plus 500 underdog. I mean, this fight is just about as square as it gets. I mean, you got Jones at minus 170 and Gane at plus 145. I mean, this is going to be a bloodbath. Not sure how long it goes, but we're going to have some picks in for there too. Definitely have the over under in there.
I love Jon Jones, but I think I might be on Cyril Gane here.
Oh shit, Husky. I think I'm gonna ride that with you, man. Like,
yeah,
it's just tough. He hasn't been in the ring, hasn't been in the spotlight. I mean, he's obviously been in the spotlight multiple times, but he hasn't been in that ring for 3 years now. I think his last fight was February 8th of 2020. So it's been 3+ years since he's been in the ring. He's jumping up a weight class, and he's the favorite at minus 170. I mean, it's Jon Bones Jones, as you said. Guy's an absolute rock star. That guy's a killer in the ring. But Cyril Gane is just he's no one to mess with either. And I like the plus 145. Tommy Fury was plus 145, and I nailed that. So
boom. Yeah, we didn't even touch on that. Jake Paul takes his first L. It was a great fight, though.
It actually was a good fight. I don't know why like these fights are less than the normal. I think it's like 12 rounds usually for a boxing fight, but like I don't know why they're dropping to 8.
I don't think Jake is technically considered a professional, so it's not like a WCB or WBC World Boxing whatever championship thing. So I don't.
The guy wants to be a real boxer. Let's go 12 rounds, guy.
I don't disagree with you, but I think the rules of boxing have been the same for so long that I just didn't really get it,
Something I won't ever understand.
I'm glad the script from last week that we read off ended up being wrong. It was looking a little weird. It gave us the over.
It was right about it going the distance, and I slammed the over. Let's go.
Absolutely, and that's all I care about. So, and I'm glad I'm glad that Jake Paul got knocked off.
Couldn't agree more. Agree more.
What do you guys think about a rematch here? Because that's what they're talking about. I don't know if I really want to watch a rematch.
I think that was in the clause. I think if Tommy Fury won, Jake Paul was able to call for a rematch. But if Paul won, it was up to Jake Paul if he would even accept a rematch.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty dumb to begin with. I
the promoter. So
I do fully expect Jake Paul to want to come back and beat the shit out of Tommy Fury after taking the L, after talking so much shit for years. But I'll say it once, I'll say it again. I'll bet Tommy Fury again.
Yep.
If this happens, He's been training since he was a wee little lad out in England, So I'm not saying Jake Paul's not a good boxer. I mean, he's proved everybody wrong. He hung in the ring, went the distance. So tip my cap to him, like I said last week, but Tommy Fury was always the play.
And there was adjustments too, because Tommy was, Jake has that overhand right that he hit on so many people all the other previous fights, but it wasn't working and he switched it up, was giving him some jabs. So it was cool to see that, like a legit fight. Oh my goodness, John Rahm is 4 under right now. What is happening? Wow, he's dropped 3 today with 3 to play.
That just shows you, that winner is going to be sitting at
probably around 10.
Yeah, come
Kitayama's 8 under right now.
Yeah.
Outright first.
But come Saturday, Sunday, those pins are going to be tucked.
Oh, yeah.
Another fight going on is Valentina Shevchenko.
Shevchenko.
She's a killer.
Yeah, she is.
Cold-blooded.
She is a brute.
That's insane. Gotta love a good Saturday UFC card.
It's her 8th title defense. 8th. She doesn't go down.
She's a beast.
Alexa Grasso comes in at plus 450.
You know what? I'm taking the dog.
Dog. I'll take the under in that fight. Valentina's going to be spotless.
Quick.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Make it quick. I had something to harp on real quick. Nope. It's gone. Let's move on. I can't think.
All I know is I hope I'm in a truck somewhere warming up from snow removal, watching fights.
Hell yeah! All right,
we're going to be at the mountain.
Yes, sir. I'm shredding this weekend.
Shredding? Where you headed to shred this weekend?
Some fresh pow at Waterville.
Fresh pow, Waterville Valley. Love it.
Hell yeah! All right, let's jump into it. Our newest. Not new anymore, but this is our 3rd segment of constructive criticism brought to you by Lashua Construction. I will lead us off talking a little bit about golf here today. The PGA Tour announces new payouts and no cuts for designated events come 2024. I have the details right here. It will not affect any majors, nor will it affect the players or the FedEx Cup playoffs. There will be fields of 70 to 78 players, players who qualify in the top 50 of the FedEx Cup points, the top 10 players in the current year, the top 5 players in events between designated events, and current year tournament winners will all qualify to play in those designated events. Essentially, if you're playing well and you're invited to compete, therefore rewarded for your good play. So I don't necessarily have criticism about the move. I think it's a good move. I think you're rewarding the players for playing well, as I said, and I think that's a good thing. And it will bring some more competition. You get to see the best guys go against the best guys. I think it's more so of the timing and the fact that LIV is now in its 2nd successful season, and that's what it took for them to change. Like I said, I like the move, but I think people will look at it as if they're quote unquote copying the LIV in doing this.
Mm-hmm.
So there will be criticism from the outside about how it's changed. I don't know. I think it's a good move, but I think similar to the UFC, if you don't have to change, then why would you? It's been the top of the top for how many hundreds of, like over 100 years, pretty much. No, not pretty much, actually. So, I don't know. They're making changes. The game is changing. It's getting a lot more traction from this younger group now that's ahead of the pack. So something had to change, but it sucks that it had to take the LIV to do that. I don't know what you guys think about that.
Yeah, it is a little bit crazy. I mean, Live Golf came out with them at a tweet right after. They said imitation is the greatest form of flattery. Congratulations, PGA Tour. Love that dig. I mean, I've been throughout this whole Live PGA debate, I've been sided with the PGA, still am. Obviously, I hate to see that to get players to be happy, it took half of the greats to run off. I mean, it's really stinks that these pools. I mean, John Rahm's absolutely killing it, but it would be a lot nicer to watch if they had all those big names. DJ, even though we don't like him, DeChambeau, Cam Smith. I mean, those guys lit.
Brooksy.
Yeah, those guys lit up the tour. So it was like to see them leave and to not have them to be able to watch on Sundays when the final shots are being made. I mean, it's just tough for the game. And I mean, I wish they changed something earlier. So I'm just hoping they don't. Maybe I'm hoping the PGA doesn't take their shotgun start because that'll really ruin it. So.
Oh no, please not.
You never know though. The Live Tour, you got golf from like 1 to 6, PGA all day, 4 days. It's great.
Yeah, Rich, what are you thinking?
I mean, just a lot of the same stuff that you guys were touching upon. It kind of sucks that don't get me wrong, I like the move. It kind of sucks that it took Live Golf and for them to be successful now their second season for the PGA to start making their moves, So I do like it though. I think it's good. Rewarding the players for their good play, and especially for the fans though too. I think these designated events are awesome for the fans.
No, I was just gonna say how last year I went to the Live Tour event right down the road here.
Yeah.
Phil Phil, big leader in this kind of new golf environment they're building. You know what I mean? So he's about to start putting, and I'm giving him a little heckle. I mean, that's what the Live's all about, isn't it? Guy points me straight in the eyes, and he goes, he sends a cop over or whatever. He's trying to get me booted out of the scene. He couldn't take the heat. I'm like, nice legs, Phil. He's wearing shorts. He's like, nice legs, Phil. Nice
No
calves,
way.
Phil. Yeah, I'm screaming, nice calves, Phil. He tried getting me booed. I'm like, come on, Phil. You built this environment, man.
You absolutely built this environment.
Exactly.
It's too
Speaking of that, though, have you guys watched the Full Swing on Netflix?
I have.
I've watched pieces, but I've already been spoiled. So
yeah, don't spoil it for me. I've only seen the first episode with JT and Spieth.
So, and then I watched the one with Colin Morikawa and Finau, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
I'm skipping around, which maybe I shouldn't be doing, but I think at watching shows.
And it doesn't, but like the show doesn't really matter. You don't have to watch it from front to back, Yeah. So you can bounce around a little bit, go from episode to episode, and I mean it does kind of correlate, and stuff from later episodes comes back to the earlier episodes, but it's not something that, like, say you jump from episode 1 to episode 4, you're missing out on half the goddamn story, Like we know mostly the events that have happened. It's just touching on their story themselves.
It's not like Outer Banks. You can.
Yeah, shut out Outer Banks.
Shut out.
Don't spoil that for me either.
Outer Banks are frauds.
Oh, come on! It's a good show.
I mean, it's probably a good show, but I mean, it's called the Outer Banks, and they film that shit in South Carolina. They're not even on the Outer Banks. For our odds.
No, actually, they filmed it in Barbados. They filmed it in Barbados.
Hater.
Did they? I thought they were South Carolina.
It was, but like this
there's
season.
There's parts where they're at home, and there's parts where they're down there.
All right. I haven't seen a goddamn episode, so I mean, I'll leave that.
Pretty good.
I'll leave it to you guys.
Anyways, let's move on with this constructive criticism. Put your goddamn hard hat on. I'll go with Petty next. Now if he's ready.
Go with Rich.
Okay, I'll go with Rich next then. Put the goddamn hard hat on. What you got? Constructive criticism. Let it fly.
My constructive criticism today is not at the MLB itself, because I love the pitch clock. It's all the bozos out there who are against the pitch clock. Oh, they don't have enough time. Step in the fucking box, toe the fucking rubber, and let's play some fucking baseball.
Fuck
I
yeah.
fucking love it.
Fuck yeah.
That's literally all I got. I've just seen too much of people complaining about it. Oh, hitter doesn't have enough time to think about the pitch that's coming. It's like, yeah, this guy's he could have all the time in the world. 100-mile-an-hour fastball or a curveball. Pick your poison. It doesn't take 30 seconds to decide what pitch is coming. Read and react. Played baseball my whole entire life. That 30 seconds isn't going to change the fact that you can catch up to a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. So get in the box, play some baseball, keep it entertaining. Let's rock and roll.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be like I just let up 5 runs in the show, and next thing you know, my pitch is shaking on me, and I can't get in the strike zone. This pitch is gonna have to deal with. They're gonna have to fire. They're gonna have to fire.
Oh yeah. We touched on it a little bit last week, and I kind of was up in the air because I hadn't watched much except for the clips from the first couple spring training games. But I have seen a little bit more. I saw that clip of Max Scherzer absolutely shoving and just strikeouts in like 12 seconds, 13 seconds, or whatever it is, and I love it. I do. I love it. I think they will figure out how to make it not decide games at the end. But there's always been strategy in the pitcher batter interaction in every pitch. And I think this is just all it's doing is changing it a little bit. And it's giving a little advantage to the pitcher, but also once the batters adjust, I mean, we're going to see action on action on action. Those power pitchers will shove, and obviously they will succeed in doing that because that's what they like to do. But the good hitters will adjust and they'll get ready and they'll have the bat ready, and we'll see some excitement for sure. So I'm leaning toward loving it for sure. I'm going to let it play out a little bit more before I give my full opinion and see how it affects the Red Sox. But I'll let Petty go on that because he said something about the pen and how it might help us out.
Yeah, I mean, I think just being a Boston guy, I think these teams play with the grit that everybody in New England has. I mean, I think the batters are going to have to get used to it a little bit, but I think pace and tempo is something that we kind of try and control generally in the first place. So, I mean, I don't think this is going to really kill us at all. I think if anything, it helps us against other teams and in kind of tough moments when we come out flat. So, I mean, I don't know, interesting to see where it goes, but I do like the change. I do like the speed up of the game. They say, I think since it started, they're saving about 27 minutes per game. That's not only huge for fans, that's huge for players, that's huge for the whole team, whole organization, everybody that, these guys don't just get out of a game and go back to their houses. Like these guys go on flights, so they're arriving a half hour early from what they usually do back home after a series, or getting to the hotel at a certain time where they don't have to. It's going to make the gameplay a lot better, and there's a lot of things that coincide with that. So
yeah, and I think it helps a lot for the younger kids that are playing baseball, watching baseball.
Yep.
4 hours is a long time to sit down and watch a game that isn't the most exciting at times, especially just during a regular season game. So I think it does benefit. They will obviously have to tune it up a bit. Some of the at bats seem a little rushed, but that will work itself out, I think, and I think it'll be good for the game and fun to watch for sure.
It always does, and I mean that's what it's what the players have been asking for years. The MLB finally does something that people want, and everybody throws a fit. So I mean, it's all timers and
and the umps too. The umps they've tried to make changes like this before, and the ump like getting in and out of the batter's box between pitches and stuff like that, and the umps weren't really enforcing it.
Yeah.
But now it's like they have a buzzer for the 8-second mark for the batter to be in the box, and then the full pitch clock. So the umps are like they have to enforce it, and they are. So it's an actual change rather than just a rule change that is kind of like lackluster.
And if it's all played right, I mean, you're not they're not taking away a second of baseball. They're taking away the in between. They're taking away from all that. So it's like it makes people want to go out there and get ready, and you just start firing. There's no sitting around, and that's what I think is cool. And especially going to a game. I mean, sometimes it's hard to when you're at a game. Sometimes depending on where you're sitting and stuff like that, it's hard. While they take those breaks, you're doing something else, and then they get back to it, and then it's kind of hard to keep up with it. But with the pitch clock, like I said last week, I've been to a few games with the pitch clock, and it's a lot easier to watch, and it's a lot more entertaining when you're actually there, not only on TV. I mean, TV does seem a little bit rushed. You're not going to get in between replay. You're not going to get replays in between pitches. Like yesterday, I forget who I was even watching, but somebody pitched a ball it landed 10 feet before the plate. We would have saw 3 replays before the next pitch, but no, we have 20 seconds. You have to get right back into it. You know what I mean? So it's kind of nice that we're not really highlighting one tiny pitch, one tiny error for the whole 30 seconds leading up to the next pitch, or 45 seconds. So I kind of like that.
I do have one concern about the whole pitch clock thing. And like, I'm just going to get straight to it. If I go to a Sox game and say I grab a beer or two and, I finished 1 or 2 beers, and the next thing you know, it's a 7th inning and it's last call,
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Like I only had 2 Lord Hobos.
It's the big things, it's the bigger things. These guys are playing baseball. I'm trying to have a couple beverages in Fenway, So
they got to extend sales to the 8th inning now.
That's what I'm saying. They extend the sales. Let's go to the 8th.
Maybe they'll do the 6th.
Like in between innings, they have like a strict clock on that too. So these games are going to be flying, man. Like if I get up, I don't want to miss any base. I'm a baseball guy. I've played baseball my whole entire life. I go to a game, I want to lock in on every single pitch. But I also like to have a few beverages. So
looks like we'll be getting the dude that's walking around selling them. We won't be able to make trips.
The hockey.
Yeah.
Hawker.
The haka.
I don't know why I said hockey. But yeah, we'll see how that plays out. I think we all are on the same page, but we'll see how it evolves. It's definitely going to change. But yeah, we got one more constructive criticism from Mr. Petty.
I got a constructive criticism, and this came to me throughout the show. Rich, I'm going to need you to put your hard hat on for this one. This doesn't go at any franchise, anything like that. I got something for you. 2017 MVP, 2-time NBA scoring champion, 5-time NBA games played leader, 9-time All NBA selection. Come on, Rich. So I have to keep going. 2-time All-Star Game MVP.
Keep going.
Trip dub God.
Yeah.
My constructive criticism is how you talk about my man, Russell Westbrook. Come on, man. Put some respect on his name.
Once upon a time, he was a great player, man. Times change,
Flips money line. Russ triple-double. We'll get the odds and tweet it out.
Kings -6. Russell Westbrook to shoot under 25% from the field.
Love it.
Oh my God.
Love it. I'm guessing 57% from the field. 3 tray balls. 12 assists. 9 rebounds.
Guys, if they play defense, if I was out there, they're playing defense on me like they play defense on Russ, I get 3 tray balls too. All right. They are giving. You see the game last night against the Warriors, or 2 nights ago against the Warriors? Draymond Green was playing underneath the basket, and Westbrook was just sitting there. Imagine leaving the guy open. That is.
He'll cook.
I don't want to get things twisted. Russell Westbrook has had an unbelievable career in the NBA. Petty, I apologize. You know, you're a big
I'll
OKC.
apologize.
You're a big OKC Thunder guy. That's one of your guys. You know, I got to be a little more respectful towards you in that sense.
And
But
Fusco, he's got the futures.
Fuski,
Yeah.
I apologize too. The Clippers are not going to win now.
No.
Russell Westbrook is on that team. Like,
I
I'm sorry.
I don't need an apology, but I do. That you spoke about the way they defended him. Draymond was just under the basket, just nothing. I know he's had his shooting struggles, but like he was playing as if he was a center that can't shoot. Like he's at the top of the key, nobody's within 15 feet of him, and he's like almost like about to pick up his dribble, like looking for a pass. Like I don't know. I feel like the mindset of the way he used to play has completely shifted, and like he used to be aggressive in a situation like that, even if there was a guy on him. Like even like I don't know, like kind of set up for the shot, maybe not pick up your dribble, but like you can still drive to the basket. Like it's not like he doesn't have the skill to do that. So that's the weird thing about it. I think whatever it is, it's in his head a little bit too. We know he has the talent. I mean, he's older now, but that doesn't mean he can't play. Like he's still in the NBA for a reason.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Washed.
Yeah, we know.
Hope he drops 30 tonight. Come on, Russ. Hope you see this.
Yeah, we'll have that out on Twitter for sure. We'll be watching.
Yeah, we'll send this over to Russ. I'm gonna give him a call after. Let him know I'm riding on him tonight.
All right, boys. Anything else you want to sneak in here before we head out?
All good. Got that off my chest.
Me too.
All I gotta say is Chapel Hill is gonna be electric tomorrow night.
Oh hell yeah! Huge day.
Unreal day from NCAA golf, basketball, or NBA, which sucks. But the only game I'm really interested in the NBA is the Bucks. I want to see them keep going for a little bit. But yeah, that's about it.
Yeah,
Keep an eye
hopefully
on
they
the
peak at the wrong time and the Celtics can take them out. All right. Well, that will do it for episode 4 of the DeGents Podcast. Look out for our tweets about the Clippers and Kings game, and follow us on the rest of social, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, obviously. Like and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next week. Peace.
Yeah, maybe we'll go live during that. Maybe we'll go live during that Instagram live during that, or TikTok during.
Yeah, Selection Sunday live. Look out for that. We will let you guys know on social.
Let's go, Kings.
Ladies and gents, thanks for watching.
Peace out.